To the Wayne Dupree Show. It's midweek, and we are back with you better than ever. We have a beautiful team. That means that I have my great godfather of war radio, Mr. Hutch Bailey Jr. on the line. What's up, Hutch?
Good evening, Wayne. Good evening to everybody on RSBN TV, Spreaker, WCCD, and the CRN Digital Network, Digital Talk, something like that.
You got it down now, don't you?
Try.
You got it down. I can take a night off now.
I was glad to have a night off tonight from 8 to 9. That was enjoyable.
What? You took a night off, really?
Well, I mean, I don't have a show on tonight, so I have 2 nights, Wednesdays and Saturdays. I have the whole night off.
You better not let Spreaker find out about that.
Oh, I'm telling you. Yeah. Had some good food, outstanding little veal parmesan, one of my favorites.
Did you really, man?
Little spaghetti aglio olio. Just rolling.
Did you invite Guido over?
No, I took the young lad out. I had to explain some things to him. He had some interesting things to say too about his school. Man, he told me that he was really proud because he was on the half of the class that stood up during the Pledge of Allegiance. And I'm thinking, what? You got kids in your school that don't stand up?
probably bing, bada boom, bada bing. 2 shots in the head Thursday.
I couldn't believe that. I really couldn't. I mean, because it's a school,
right?
Not to take over the show right at the beginning, but it's a public school where you have to be voted in. In other words, there's only 45 people in the class, and at the end of 4 years, businesses have donated money. You get a $40,000 scholarship to college. And I'm thinking, you're in that class in a public school, and you're not standing up for the country that allows that? It's horrible
crazy.
Educating.
Yeah, it is. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do it. We test our phones out first thing at the beginning of the show. We got 425 on the show. You are our first caller tonight. So what's up?
Wayne?
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm watching you right now.
Are you watching me right now? I'm watching you.
Are you live?
Yes, ma'am. We're live right now.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
Oh, my gosh, I love your show. Hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you because I don't know if you've heard about this is Linda, by the way.
Hi, Linda.
In Washington. We are doing a Make America Great Again march nationwide. And we were just trying to get a hold of the media to see if we have a page and everything. Hi. Oh, I'm on air right now. We're trying to get the word out. You could tell your callers to visit our page. We've got like 15,000 viewers or members right now, and we have a march in every state, Washington, D.C., California, Florida, all of them.
When is it?
And we just want to invite everybody to come march with us to support our president, vice president, military, veterans, and we are going to have we're having a donation for the veterans. We're raising money for the veterans. Oh, my gosh, I see you right now. I've never gotten through when I've tried to call you.
Hey, Linda, when is it? When is the march?
It's March 25th.
Okay. All right. So,
and if they go to the page, it will tell you all the information.
What's the page again?
It's Make America Great Again March.
Is that on Facebook?
It is. It's on Facebook, and I do a live feed every night between 7 and 7:30 to tell about the march.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have to tell them because you just told everybody. So there you go.
I didn't think I'd get through. So yay! Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I love your show.
Well, thank you, dear.
You're awesome.
And you know what? Honestly, to tell you the truth, even though Washington is liberal.
Very blue, yes.
I have always wanted to live in Washington State because it's so green there. And I know it's because of all the rain. I know it's because of all the rain, but I've always wanted to live in Washington State. So
it's beautiful to live here. It's just the people. It's I'm pretty conservative. I wouldn't say all the way, but I believe in God. I believe in my country. I believe in my president. I'm going to support my president. And, I believe in saying the Pledge of Allegiance and just the respect. And a lot of people here do not believe in the same way. I'm a Christian. A lot of people here aren't. So, it's just all you can do is try to live by example and try to spread the word and get the word out. And love people. That's about it. That's all you can do, really.
All right, Linda. Well, look, thank you.
You can come visit me anytime, though.
Hey, there we go. Look, I'm on my way out right now. Hey, thank you for calling in.
Awesome.
Thank you for calling in,
Thank you, Wayne.
All right. Did you hear that sometime conservative?
Yeah, I mean, that does rain a lot there, though. I was on an exercise there for about 10 days, and it rained 9 of them.
Sometime conservative. So that means that when she drinks a little bit of that extra stuff, then she goes liberal, crazy liberal, right?
I bet if we would have talked to her a little bit and asked her why she's, what she didn't think she was conservative about. A lot of people.
I drink at Starbucks.
Yeah, it's headquartered there. That's true. But she believes in everything she needs to believe in. I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Sessions is in, baby.
Oh, wow.
Sessions is in. And you know what? Look, the reason why they really were against Sessions, it's not because of some Coretta Scott King letter. It's because they know that he's going to go in there, he's going to straighten out some stuff.
And better get themselves ready.
They afraid. They don't like law and order. Liberals don't like law and order. Period.
8 years we did not have justice in this United
States. We didn't have
States.
justice.
8 years.
No, we had a little troll whose name was Loretta we can say whatever the hell we want to about the past administration because and not be taken to jail for it.
Yeah, there were some times there early on when we had some pretty on the edge shows, and I'm looking out my window, checking my phone lines. It's like you never knew what was going to happen in that last administration.
How many times were people afraid to say what they really wanted? Because at the early part of Barack Obama's 4 years, people were they were calling the FBI, calling SWAT, and telling them that something was happening at the home. So they would show up at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, knocking on the door, taking all your instruments and stuff like that. You remember that?
I do. It was horrible. And the cops don't really have any. They have to respond.
Right.
These people are. I'll tell you what gets me though is I was watching Elizabeth Warren, to see
why you do that.
To see her bring up Coretta Scott King that way, it's like it's a tool.
Yeah. No.
And when they called her on it, she sounded like, "What do you mean? Do you mean that I can't say the words of Coretta Scott King like it was God?"
That's what they do. That's exactly what they do.
It was hideous.
That's exactly what they do. And it didn't have nothing to do with no letter. She was warned 3 times or more. They gave her warning. They didn't shut her down on the first one.
Right.
They were like, "Hey, Liz, listen, why don't you shut the hell up? And then we can keep on doing all this stuff and everything like that."
And then George Soros, man, Turkey Neck came out and shut it down, though.
Yeah.
You got to give him credit. He did stand up in the moment. He doesn't do that very often.
I know he doesn't. Yeah, well, he's got to represent because that Supreme Court nominee is coming through there, and things are going to get really righteous. Now,
yeah, they are.
I know Joe Manchin. Hey, Joe, thank you very much for siding with the Republicans. I really appreciate it. I still don't trust you for what you did to the coal miners in West Virginia. And you ain't part of my Christmas list. I'm talking about Joe Manchin, people. I'm talking about Joe Manchin because we're not going to go on John McCain like we did last night. That was enough for like a couple years on that one.
It did make good video, though.
That was some funny stuff, man. I was laughing all day. I don't know how many times I watched it.
I watched it, too. It was good.
Do you see the arms kind of flap up in the air?
Yeah.
John McCain, son of a gun. Okay, so Jeff Sessions, like I said, is in. And what the Democrats, what the liberals do on top, you really have to look past what they do on top because a lot of the stuff that they do is masking their real intentions. Their real intentions, I think, were they were afraid of Jeff Sessions. They are afraid of him. They really don't want him in the Justice Department. And they tried to hold him up so that he wouldn't go directly in there and find out all the mess that Loretta Lynch and who was the one that looked like a dog? The one before her, the one out in California, Eric Holder,
Stedman.
Yeah, Stedman. Eric Holder and Loretta Lynch. I bet you, man, they were shredding papers, man. as long as just somehow, some way they were shredding paper, staying until 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to get rid of some of that stuff.
And the Republicans, that Gang of Eight, not the Gang of Eight, the Amnesty Gang of Eight, but the Intelligence Gang of Eight, who most of them retired already during Benghazi. He might dig into that too. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that went on in the last 8 years that's beyond anything that's happened before.
Right. I'm just glad. Let's see, 864. 864. We're talking about Jeff Sessions right now being given the green light. That Senate gave him the green light. What do you think about that, 864?
Oh, I think it's great. I think Jeff Sessions is going to be a very fine Attorney General. I think he's going to lock those bastards up.
All right.
I'm literally talking about those damn bastards, those damn globalists up. Mm-hmm. They know that the New World Order, that George Soros is afraid. He is, and I hope he locks this bastard up. He is shitting himself. I'm just being true. I'm speaking the truth.
That's right. Speak it, man. Speak it.
This, I found something that I just heard something that's really strange, because it's talking about how the Nazis won World War II. The Nazis really won World War II, because when Hitler came, they said, because I'm sure you know where John Kerry went after the inauguration. You know where he took off to? The South Pole. Yeah.
He went to the South Pole, didn't he?
Pole.
All right.
He took off to the
What's your
South
name?
Pole.
What's your name?
Evan.
Hey, Evan. Hey, thank you for calling into the show, Evan. Don't let this be the last time you call in, okay?
All right.
All right. Thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Evan, and Evan was fired up. Don't get it twisted. Evan, I'm going to have to go and delete that before just delete that little curse word that you did. But that's okay, though. That's okay. You get fired up, you tell the truth, man. That's what we want. We want you to call, and we want you to tell the truth. We don't want you calling up here like Schleppreich, like John McCain, bro.
Wowsy,
it's just bad luck. It's bad luck. Look, we want you to call up here. We want you to have some good news, and if you don't have some good news, make that crap up. I ain't talking about fake news. I'm just talking about if you're feeling good, you're feeling good. All right, 202-470-673. We're gonna have a special guest calling in a little bit. Gavin McInnes. I've been on his show a couple of times. He is a firecracker, man. He take on anybody. He's almost like a second tier Milo, but he's quickly getting up there as first tier. He has a great show, and he's out there and about. He was at an event where he was talking, and the people came in. Man, those liberal protesters came in there, and Gavin ain't afraid. Gavin pushed somebody down at the deplorball because they got in his face. It was on camera.
Hey, you got to do that from time to time. I mean, they want to bring it. It's not like we're just more polite. It's not like we're that they have anything on us. I mean, this is something that it's a wonder that conservatives have held back this long for some of the things that have been in our face.
Why is it that they want to treat us like punks, man? I mean, look, I understand Obama was a punk, but why do you want to treat us like punks? Because Hutch, this isn't the Republican Party of a long time ago.
That's true, but the leadership still is.
They were nice. We're mean.
That's true. I think it's something that you're going to see change, and it's going to take fresh new leadership. And at the Department of Justice, I mean, Jeff Sessions isn't fresh and new, but he's law and order, and we've had this
That's right.
injustice for so long, for 8 years, especially if you're a white man. A heterosexual Christian white male.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I know, but that's why I'm on the show. But
You ain't white.
You know,
either.
the things that have been done.
How many times I keep having to tell you that you're not a white dude? You are one of the blackest dudes with a pygmy problem.
Forget about it.
Pigment problem that I've ever seen in my life. That's how I look at it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I do come from a predominantly white family, though, but
in a black neighborhood.
Well, I have been known to peruse the hood.
I know. I ain't play. Look, I don't play. This is straight talk. Hey, all those in the Spreaker chat room, do me a favor. Spreaker has changed things a little bit, and I'm not afraid to tell it. Spreaker has changed things a little bit because because
they're keeping people honest.
Some people are getting ahead on Spreaker, and they shouldn't have been getting ahead. So Spreaker changed some things, and now what you have your like button, okay, and you have your comments. So basically, I know y'all fill up the comments just like RSBN. Y'all fill up the comments every night. They look great. Sometimes they're over 1,000 comments and stuff. Really great. We need you to, when you get into that Spreaker chat room, even if you listen to it on the podcast, hit that heart button and let us know how much you like the show. And even for RSBN, we have a thumbs up over here. And honestly, and you really don't hear us talk about it that much, do we, Hutch? We really don't.
Hardly at all. But the good thing about it is you can't just go by the listens and the follower. You got to go by all of them together.
Yes.
And when you see if we see that we have so many comments, we can almost tell you how many listeners there are by the comments and the likes.
Right.
And so, some people, some are high and some not so much. And, it kind of, it's a little flaky. But they seem to balance it out now that everything's right out there on the up and up, and advertisers know this.
That's right. It's on look, we all on the same level now.
Right.
On the same level, we all playing on the same plate. So, but
it's kind of them plates that have the little, like, one section for this kind of play and other, like a mess hall tray.
Yeah. I remember those.
It's one plate, but there's different little planets in the. I've been doing this a long time, man.
Okay, so let's see. You know what? We got a race here tonight. We got 162. Well, actually, no, we can't do that. We can't.
There's no need to.
No.
So many platforms.
Yeah.
What's up, Cleveland?
Hey, Cleveland. What's up? WCCD AM 1000 out of the greater Cleveland area. AM 1000. Yeah. I'm going to take that bad word out by Evan, though, before y'all even hear it. But, Hutch will be on camera after the 13th or maybe even a little bit before. I purchased the wrong camera, people. I purchased the wrong camera. And the story is, on side of the camera, you can put a USB plug in the camera and hook it up to your router so you can use an Ethernet cable or a wireless adapter for USB.
So we can get the signal down to Auburn.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Hutch's camera had the place where the USB was supposed to be, but there wasn't no flap to pull it back. So, Hutch, what did you do to the camera?
Well, I'm looking at this thing, and basically you sent me the settings to set up, and I'm setting these settings up, and I got so far, and what was on my screen and what was on your screen was two different things. So I said, all right, well, let's just go hook this up to the interwebs. And I'm looking, and I go in the manual to see where this is, and I'm like, all right, well, that's a plate that's screwed on there. So I unscrewed it very carefully.
Yep.
And I looked in there, and there was a little, my eyes aren't that good, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm looking in there, and there's like a silver thing across. So I spent about 15 minutes trying to plug this USB thing in. It's not sticking. It's not connecting right. What the hell's wrong with this? So I called my wife, and she comes down. We got a flashlight, and she's doing the same thing, trying to put this thing in there, and ain't going. I said, wait a minute. Pulled the thing out. I look. There ain't nothing in there. It's a hole. And then I looked at the model, and to try to save a couple $100, he got the smaller model, the the lower number in the model number, and I looked it up, and it does not connect to the internet, folks. So I shipped it up, put it all back together, packed it all. Did you get squared away?
I got it squared away.
Okay.
No. Actually, no, I don't have it squared away. But everything. Hey, everything be fine. Everything be fine.
You got that thing? That thing's right.
Everything.
That thing, that other thing. It's all.
We got it. Hey, don't worry about it. Forget about it.
Got it.
Forget about it. Forget about it. We cool. Okay, so going back to Sessions there for a second. Look, if there's one thing that I've noticed more than anything in the whole world is that the Democrats just keep losing. They just keep losing. Period. They just keep losing.
And the media doesn't even act like it.
No.
Even Fox. I mean,
they're not calling it out. They're not calling it out.
Everybody that's on there, it's all like Trump's losing. Trump's not losing.
Trump's not losing. He's getting his people. The Democrats can't stop it. And they don't understand. They are on a fast track to oblivion right now.
They're in the wilderness.
And
all this stuff they're doing is alienating normal people.
And they don't have a Moses.
No. They got a Pocahontas.
And she looked stupid today.
She does too, doesn't she?
Jesus, man.
I don't understand. I can't use the words of Coretta Scott King in the United States Senate. The senator will please take her seat. It was ridiculous.
It didn't have nothing to do.
And then other ones came up and started reading it. And
I know they did. Well, you know why? Because stupid pigs all go off the side of the cliff if one goes off.
Yep, that's true.
They don't understand. Look, and you know what? I don't care that they're losing. I don't care that they.
Oh, I'm thrilled.
We're happy because then we're going to have a super majority, and then they really. They don't even have to show up for work after 2018, except for we do it. We can't even get some of those jokers out.
Yeah, some of the Soros GOP leadership wing.
We can't even get them out. Look, and Speaker Ryan came out today and said something about Donald Trump, and I tweeted out. I was like, "So did Soros pay you to say that?" That's what.
Stay on them, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, make sure that you're up to speed on what happened with Soros. Listen to last night's program, or go research it yourself, and please get on social media and call them out by Twitter handle. I mean, they have to pay for this.
Every time they say something that doesn't sound right, you call them out. Did George Soros pay you to say that? Tweet it at them. Put it on their Facebook. Did George Soros do that? Because if you took payments during the presidential election, that kind of changed you or made people because so many people are like, what in the hell are they doing?
Bringing out a carbon tax again. What's wrong with you? And
let me tell you another thing, too. All those Republicans that are watching this show, or whether you're on the Trump team right now in the White House, y'all need to get that tax thing done.
Soon.
Y'all need to get that tax thing done. Because right now it looks like the people that George Soros paid are holding that crap up. Speaker Ryan is in charge, and don't let Speaker Ryan play with Obamacare. Y'all better do something about it. I'm not saying that it's going to change 2018 election. I'm not saying that. But if the media gets a hold of it, that y'all ain't doing nothing, y'all talking about, it could take another year or so. No, hey.
They love hearing you say that too, by the way.
Hutch, I back them up for years that they had a plan. All we kept hearing was Obama said, well, Republicans don't have a plan. But the way that the Republicans were talking, they had something. They had something in place. So it was easy for me to say, well, yeah, we got something. You going out there, Obama, you going out there lying on us that we ain't got nothing. We got something. Where is it?
And I think when, what's his name? What's the Department of Health and Human Services cabinet pick. I can't think of his name right now.
Carson?
No, the guy that's going to do Obamacare. He hasn't gone through the process yet. I mean, they've only got 6 cabinet members when I think Obama at this point in his administration had like 3 left.
Right.
He had like 15. And we need to get the guy in there because he's got his own plan.
Price.
Price. That's
Price.
it. I'm embarrassed.
Tom Price.
I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah, man, what's wrong with you, man?
Well, I couldn't remember it because they haven't even talked about the guy.
Yeah,
he's not even near the. I mean, where is he? Why isn't he up in front of the Senate?
That's true. Tom, wait, but he's confirmed though, right?
No,
he isn't confirmed.
I don't even think he's been.
God damn, man, they playing with us. They playing with us. That's okay. That's all right. We'll get him in by hook or crook, Hutch.
That's it. This is something that it's unconscionable. I mean, these people, if you look back, Jeff Sessions voted for Eric Holder. I mean, the Republicans voted for every single one of these of the cabinet members of this corrupt administration before us. I was mad as hell. I remember it.
Yeah.
But they did. Eric Holder sailed right through in a couple days. And they're holding up like they have some power. Well, I'll tell you something. You're going to have another women's march this weekend. They say it's going to be cold, though, so good for you. But
it's supposed to snow tomorrow.
This isn't going to last. You're not going to be able to do this. You might think you can do this for months and months, but it's going to get old. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Yeah, look.
Put those hats on and those signs and drag your kids out through that. Go ahead.
Yep. Get your dogs to stepping. That's right. Get your dogs to stepping. I want to see it. I want to see it happen. And honestly, we'll keep making fun of you. We'll keep on making fun of you. How's that?
Now, the one thing that does make me a little bit nervous is the civil servants, like in the State Department and in the EPA. They're starting to be a little seditious. So I think that
that's a good one.
Hopefully, these people will, the people in charge will start looking at these people and start getting rid of the people that are going against the boss.
Say that again.
Seditious.
I like that.
I've been using that word a lot lately because there's people in there that are trying to tear America down from within.
You missed a big head, ain't you? Seditious.
Seditious.
Tonight's word, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's word here on the Wayne Dupree Show is seditious.
Sedition.
What is that?
It is seditious.
No, what is it?
Well, it's the said of the issues. It's like it's going against the government.
I'm dizzy, man. You know what? When I laugh too hard, I get dizzy, and I got dizzy there for a second. All right, okay, I'm fine. All right, whatever. Seditious. Yeah, but Elizabeth Warren came out, and the Democrats keep doing that mess. And for me, it's easy for me to see it. It should be easy for y'all to see it. Most of y'all look through the world's eyes with common sense, which is the only way that you should look at it. Okay? When Elizabeth Warren says what she did and does what she did, then it's time to call her out. You run to Facebook. You run to Twitter and tell what she's doing. She's using a dead civil rights leader's wife who was an activist that wanted to bring people together. She's using her words to separate. And then she dropped the name. I can't say stuff from Coretta Scott King. Nowhere in her argument did she say anything about Rule 19. The Senate Rule 19. Nowhere.
And ladies and gentlemen, what Senate Rule 19 is, it's one of the hallmarks of the Senate that no matter, I mean, sometimes it even gets comical because the two people hate each other and they call each other their friends. But the rules of the Senate was always going to be the house where bills came to die, where crazy stuff that came from the House of Representatives went into a more mature body, and they talked about it. And Rule 19 is you're not allowed to say anything about a fellow senator's motives. You cannot impugn a fellow senator, sitting senator. And that's what she was doing when she was reading this. And really, some of the worst quotes came from Senator Ted Kennedy, who killed a girl.
Yeah, he sure did.
You know, he made some horrible comments about Jeff Sessions, and he wasn't a senator at the time, so Rule 19 did not apply. But now that Jeff Sessions is a senator, all that applies, and she's not allowed to do that, to get up there and talk about him that way.
Right. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to get my guest on. I have a brother north of the line. He's a powerhouse, as a matter of fact. I've been on the show for a couple times. Every time when I go on the show, I feel like I'm home, and I want to welcome him. I want to welcome him to his extended home. He's doing great work at Compound Media, also at Rebel Media. He has a great staff over there. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm glad to have my blood brother. No, I'm kidding. Actually, no, I am. I'm glad to have my blood brother on here, Mr. Gavin McInnes. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. Hey, I think blood brother, all we have to do is cut our hands and shake hands. That's the way it was in the 70s, right?
Yep. We'll do that. We'll do that. I'll
do that.
Yeah. We'll do that.
None of us have AIDS, right?
No, man. Come on in. No, Gavin. Okay, so I also have my co-host on, Mr. Hutch Bailey Jr. Hutch, Mr. Gavin.
Gavin McInnes, good evening, sir. Thanks for coming on the program.
Thanks for having me, Hutch. It's an honor to be here.
Hey, listen, Gavin, you are really moving forward. And what I mean by that is I'm seeing you more and more out there in the public. And maybe it's because I haven't noticed it before, but I'm noticing it a lot more now. And, I mean, the stuff that you're doing, standing up and standing against and taking a whole lot of flack, only a true warrior can do that. I mean, not everybody can do it, but when you get out there, you aren't afraid. And I want you to let the audience know tonight why even do this, especially when you have this type of attitude that's out here today?
Because it's America.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had when you add the Civil War and the two World Wars together, we've got 1 million Americans died making this country great. I'm not even including the American Revolution, where men just picked up their homes burned to the ground. They fought the British. They kicked the British out. And we're in a culture now where we're scared not to be anonymous online. We're scared of things being uncomfortable in the lunchroom at work. And that's just wrong. That's not who we are. And I did a talk at NYU last week. The college Republicans invited me. And the NYU staff go, oh, there's all these people outside that want to beat you up and fight you. And so we have a special door around the back where we can take you up what they call the secret escalator, which sounds like where you go when you die. And I said, absolutely not.
Right.
And I was with a bunch of buddies at a bar, and we barreled our way through the front. We were singing a Broadway tune, Proud of Your Boy, from the movie Aladdin. And we just came bounding in through them, proud of your boy, right in the middle of the protesters. And they start throwing punches, but as we just learned, a study came out the other day, 92% of these Antifa kids live with their parents. They've never been in a fight before. And so they start trying to throw these weak punches. We just start nailing them in the face, running through. Oh, God, it felt so good. In fact, one of the guys we were with, he goes, big, huge guy we call Friar Tuck, and he goes, I actually felt kind of bad because I could tell a lot of these kids ain't been in the fight. And after 3 or 4 of them, you start to feel, guilty. So we get in there, and I just start ripping off masks. Because clearly, if you have a mask on, you're about to commit a crime against me. Mm-hmm. I'm the speaker tonight. Mm-hmm. You don't go into a bank with a ski mask on to make a withdrawal. Something's up here.
Right.
So I start ripping off masks, and as I do that, some kid surreptitiously reaches behind someone else, and I've seen this in the video. I didn't notice this at the time, but he sort of gets his arm through someone else's arm and just blasts my eyes with pepper spray, which feels like your family dying in your eyeballs.
Yeah.
Like, I've never experienced that before, and I kept telling cops what it's like, and they go, we know what pepper spray is. We've been through it 1 million times. But I make my way in there. My guys are locked out now. For security purposes, they can't come in. So they just keep fighting. Two of them get arrested. They love it. They have a great time, by the way. That's the moral of the story. It's fun. And I go to do my talk, and they keep screaming at me, "Whose campus? Our campus." I realize the population of the audience is about 60% protesters. And these are all rich kids. It's NYU. I think it's $45,000 a year to go to this school. And that's the average American salary. They're holding up signs. One of the signs one of them was holding up was the FU figure, but drawn. He had, and it was beautiful. I mean, I could see the wrinkles in the knuckles and the cuticle on the nail. Like, he spent about an hour drawing the FU finger. And he was holding that up on a piece of paper.
Art
so they're
major.
screaming this at me. Yes. And I can't get a word in edgewise. Whose campus? Our campus. Whose campus? And I just thought, okay. So I walked out in the crowd and I gave them a microphone. And I said, what is your point? What do you have to say? I swear to God, while I was handing this kid a microphone, you would have thought I had a radioactive turd in my hand. Like, they shunned away. One of them just started looking at the ground like he couldn't believe how disgusting thing in my hand was.
Right.
And I go, come up on stage. We got room on stage. What do you want to say? Let's hear your point of view. And of course, they didn't do that. And then as I walked away from them and took the radioactive turd away from them, they got louder again. Whose campus? Our campus. Back to that same old Nazis. No, I kept screaming at them, your whole reason for existence, your whole education, this whole thing about fighting Nazis, they don't exist.
Right.
You're the whole reason for living. This white supremacist America is a myth. You're a witch hunter.
Yeah.
You're a ghost hunter.
Yep.
They're sheep, and their heads are filled with this rhetoric. But Gavin, you've got a really interesting history. You sound like somebody straight out of the conservative movement has been here forever. You were actually born in England. Your hometown is Ottawa in Canada, and you live in New York. I mean, I find that fascinating. I mean, it's something I'd like to get your take with all that background on what happened in Berkeley. I mean, to me, what I saw there, I saw that the students were actually that they were let down. They went in there, and the college Republicans worked with the administration, got Milo Yiannopoulos in there to speak. The college set up an area outside for the protesters to peacefully protest, which is what they were doing. And all of a sudden, a bunch of troop carriers shows up, and 150 guys in black uniforms jump out and start tearing the place up.
Yep. Well, it was exact same as NYU, but much on a much bigger scale. Milo's more famous than me, but
you're getting there.
A lot of them were hired by Soros' son. But there is this massive fashion movement going on. It's not an intellectual movement, and this is the problem with guys like you and me. We try to intellectualize it, and we say, well, what's your point? Because I have this point, and I think I've done my research. No, stop doing that. These are goths, okay?
Right.
This is a subculture. And if you were to go up to a goth and say, you're into death, why don't you just kill yourself? No, you're being logical. Goths are just in it to wear white makeup and sleep in a coffin and pretend they like death. These guys are pretending that they are fighting Nazis. They don't really believe in Nazis, and Milo is part of this. He fills the role as villain for them, Gargamel and the Smurfs. And so these Smurfs get out there going, Gargamel, we have to stop him and his stupid cat. We have to stop this. And I don't even think they really believe it, but our guys were there too. I started this group called the Proud Boys, and we just go and fight these guys. And they walked into the middle of the crowd and said, I thought you guys are tough or whatever. And like hyenas, they wait for our guys to turn around and start to head home. And then one of them knocks our guy out with he has a flagpole that's a bunch of 1x1s that he's duct taped together to make a 2x2. He smashes our friend out, knocks him out, and then they're hitting the body when he's down. Our guys drag each other to an ambulance, and they're nursing their wounds.
See, I'd have shot somebody at that point.
Yeah, I mean, they need to be, honestly, tell you the truth, and I've been saying this for the last couple of shows. Look, they got to be shot, man. They got to be shot. I don't care. I mean, look, you use rubber bullets that have been frozen for about maybe a couple months so they might penetrate, but they need to be shot.
I'm 55 years old. Paya! There's not going to be a whole lot of negotiations. But the people that I was talking about, I don't know about NYU, but in Berkeley, they were like you said, they were paid people that came in there. Those weren't goths. Those were black bloc people.
I understand. No, the goths was an analogy.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The black bloc people, they're just stupid kids pretending.
Oh, yeah.
It's passion to them.
Yep.
And I'm sure they do get a check. But, I heard some crazy conspiracy theories that Milo hired these people.
Yeah.
Hired these people to... And to that I say, there's no shortage of these people. Wear a MAGA hat in San Francisco tonight.
Yeah.
Right?
And
you're
you'll
right.
be mobbed within 10 minutes.
You're absolutely right. That came from Robert Reich.
In a sanctuary city. Just wear a MAGA hat in a sanctuary city and see how much sanctuary you're going to have.
Yeah.
But go
eaten
15
alive.
I know you will. Yep.
Go 15 miles outside that city and they'll buy you a beer.
Probably.
It's only
Exactly. Well, it's
concentrated.
funny. We're talking I'm in New York City right now, and the vibe here is very much like a sanctuary city in Berkeley and San Francisco. And I'm actually having like a secret dinner where this couple has said, "We feel the same way you do, but we can't say it at work. You want to meet for a secret dinner?" I mean, it's like this weird Matrix movie where we're all hiding from the Gestapo of political correctness.
Well, you know what? Before I let you go, and we're going to have you back on again and again and again because I really cherish the work that you're doing. I really love your show, but I really love watching you out there take on these little puppet Muppets. But the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is just the culture with the women, because Hut said that the Beautiful Women March is going to be this weekend again. Do you think, because our idea is that it's going to wane down really soon, but how long do you think that they can protest every weekend?
Yeah, that's a good question, and this keeps going back and forth. Like my colleague Ezra Levant up in Canada, who was also attacked, by the way, last week. Exactly the same as the Milo and my thing, but smaller scale. He says this is really dangerous. He says calling us Nazis and all that will lead to death, because we saw Black Lives Matter said that cops are shooting black people for sport, and we had 5 cops killed in Dallas. We had 2 cops killed in New York based on a lie. Mm-hmm. And he goes, we're going to get killed based on a lie. I disagree with him. I think this is a death knell. I think this is a bunch of hysterical kids who have been told that it's bedtime. I mean, I'm a father of 3. I don't let the kids have screens outside of 7:30 to 8 p.m. And when it's 7:59, I go, all right, guys, I'm taking the iPads away. And you just get hysterics, screaming Romeo and Juliet, no! And I feel like that's what we're seeing America do right now. They're having their iPads taken away. It's time for Trump. And I really believe we're going to see maybe another 6 months of this. Yeah. There'll probably be a little bit more violence, a little bit more pepper spray. But eventually, as the 7 stages of grief dictates, they're going to have to get to the acceptance stage.
Right.
You lost.
Right.
That's it. And if we keep doing this, we're going to be in the wilderness for 20 years.
Yep. And by the way, we're happy to kick your ass. And you know what else I like?
Yeah, go ahead.
You look at our side, right?
Yep.
We're way more diverse than them. They are doing this in a crusade for diversity. And look at our group, and we're every race. We have gays. We have everyone on our side.
Yep.
And I look over at them, I just see a bunch of rich white kids. And I also look at our side and I see fun. We're laughing as we walk into battle. They're hysterical. They're hiding their faces in shame. You know, they've got the pepper spray, the ultimate weakling tool. And I think you guys chose the uncool side. You're the church ladies. Yeah. You thought you were fighting as Christians, so we'd be the squares, but you guys are the squares. Unfortunately, you chose the losing side.
There you go. Hey, Gavin, how can people reach out to you on social media?
Twitter's good. Gavin_McInnes, MCINNES on Twitter. I'm on compoundmedia.com. I'm on therebel.media, where I do my show up in Canada. And I'm a columnist at Taki, TAKI, TakiMag.com.
Well, look, we're going to let you go. You go back to your dinner, but we're going to bring you back on so that we can talk some more. And maybe I just send my blood through the mail and you can send me yours, and, that'll make it square.
Yeah, let's do that. That'll let the AIDS die over the course of the killing.
Hey, thanks,
All right,
Gavin.
man. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Gavin McInnes of Compound Media and Rebel Media. He has a great show over there.
He's got a good spirit, too.
He does, man. He does.
I wanted to tell him thank you for your service because it applies.
It does. It does. And look, we say it on this show all the time. Just as soon as these little Muppet puppets see their blood, they're going running. They're going to run because they never expected it before. If they break a toe or break an ankle, you won't see them for a while. You know?
No, that's it. You're right. They're living in a fantasy world, and you know what he said was what we say. I mean, ladies and gentlemen that listen to the program or watch the show, you know this is real talk with a sense of humor. We're having fun.
Yeah.
They're not.
I don't know.
Absolutely are.
I don't know how many times I've had people. I don't know how many times I've had people say that I love this show because y'all laugh, but you also bring the news and great opinion, and that's what we try to do. This isn't, and that's the way it was on CBS News, and no, that's not who we are.
Now we will get angry.
Oh, damn
we
right.
will get angry.
We got angry.
There's no question about that.
Yeah. I mean,
but even in the deepest, darkest depths of Obama, we were still having fun.
Slap the hell out of Elizabeth Warren if I need to. I ain't playing, man. I mean, she no joke. She go around using black women man, that just pissed me off the way she did that, man.
Well, you know how those Indians are,
huh?
You know how those Indians are.
Yeah,
Just kidding, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, man. She and honestly, if that's the way that the liberals want to do it, if that's the way you want to play, you're okay with her using Coretta Scott King and impugning another senator's reputation?
A letter from 35 years ago. 1986. I never was real good at math.
I think that all of the Republicans that have a spine should start calling her out for that Indian lie. Get on the Senate floor and call her out for the Indian lie. Make her leave. Make her go and cry. Make some Indian tears flow down her little face. She ain't no Indian.
I saw a good hat today.
Indians like, oh, she pale face.
I saw a good hat today. It was modeled after the Make America Great hat again.
Yeah.
It was a red hat with white letters that said, make Schumer cry again.
Hey, wait a minute. I made that a hashtag.
Okay. Well, somebody made a hat out of it.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. All right. Whatever. That son of a gun, man. Why didn't I think of that, Hutch?
It was a good hat, but it'll only be good for a couple weeks. So
no, it'll be good for 4 years. But because every time, who is it? Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell, you better use that nuclear option for Neil Gorsuch. Oh, and by the way, for all of the liberals are pushing the information out about Neil Gorsuch that he broke with President Trump on what he said about the judge out there in Washington.
He didn't. He was just protecting his profession. That's all he was doing.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Mr. Trump don't want yes men.
Right.
He don't want yes men. He wants qualified individuals that can do their job. He don't want somebody that's going to kiss his feet, kiss his ring, wipe his tail. Mr. Trump don't want that. Because honestly, Hutch, to tell you the truth, honestly, he probably doesn't respect somebody that does that.
Right, like the Democrats that won't stand up for their fellow senator, like Jeff Sessions. They call him racist and everything else. This is a guy that has character that stands up for the people in his profession. You know, he's going to disagree with the guy. It doesn't matter. As long as he interprets the Constitution properly, that's all I care about.
Senator Warren needs to be put in jail. I mean, she needs solitary right now. Solitary. Seriously. I'm tired of looking at her library tail up in the Senate floor.
Why do all these leftist women look like there's something wrong with them, including Olympia Snow, who's a Republican leftist?
Yeah.
Why they can't talk right? I mean, you ever notice that? There's something like clinically wrong with them.
Where is it at? Did you see Vaccine Waters?
You mean about Korea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she needed somebody to help her out so she would know what to say.
Oh, man.
Aleppo. Yeah. Where? Aleppo. Yeah. Aleppo.
Yeah. No, I'm not going there.
Go ahead.
You ever have a relative, that, is really up in the years,
Yeah.
and it was like August, and you came over to their house and they had the heat on. And they had that certain little smell in there, It's just saying. When I see Maxine Waters, that's what I think of.
You know what? Honestly, Tate, that's why.
Auntie, why do you have the furnace on? It's August.
And why it smell like that up in here? What's that smell?
No, I don't want any fruitcake.
Don't touch my plate. I don't want you to touch my plate. Aunt Maxine, why they call you kerosene? I don't know. President Donald Trump, I ain't talking about impeachment yet. Yeah.
Maybe it's because when we were young, we used to try to make our hair red.
I'm serious, man. I mean, it almost looked like she's gone into space. You gone into space and your that skin just drops.
Oh man, it's something.
Seriously, I ain't trying to make nobody laugh. I'm laughing myself because Maxine Waters is one ugly woman. I mean, I'm serious. She got Esther beat by like years, like light years.
You think she wears those shoes that have like the short heel and the hole in the toe, like the hole in the front?
Ugh, can you imagine that? It look like cornfield.
They used to wear them rain bonnets. They're like folded up that you can put them in your pocket.
Oh, you made me snort on thing, man. It's not cool. We can't have a whole snorting. That's not cool. All right, that was ridiculous. Democrats got some ugly old women on it.
Nancy Pelosi, man, I watch her, and there's so many chemicals in her face. I mean, she got but she waves those arms, and she tries to talk like in a rhythm. And it's not working, Nancy. It's not working.
Did you ever hear her really do a press conference?
Oh yeah, and she throws them arms out there, and they have to put filters on the camera because the spittle's coming out from the side of her mouth. It's
she'd be like, get that woman off stage. Give her some nighttime Geritol or something. Just man, what's wrong with the Democrat Party?
That's a rich woman too. I don't know why she's staying there.
Because she's rich. We gotta go. Hutch, how can people reach out to you on social media?
Hey, I'm Hutch Bailey Jr. on Facebook, Berg's Eye View on Twitter, SteelCityResistance.blogspot.com. Good night, everyone.
Wayne Dupree on Instagram, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. Just type in Wayne Dupree Show. You can also download the Wayne Dupree Show app on Android and on the iPhone. For those in the Spreaker chat room, thank you for clicking the likes. I really appreciate it. I love you. Yes, I do. Oh, look at that. Yeah, y'all look good tonight. The people on RSBN, I love you too. I love all of y'all, even though that this chat room moves at like Mach speed 7. I love all of y'all. So, all right, CRN, we are yours in just a few minutes. Love you too. Y'all have a great night. We are out.